You are now watching the new episode of iMallyTV. Girl, let's not delay because the streets have been messy this week. Let's get into this. I just want to say, for the rest of 2022 and going into next year, 2023, please keep forced energy away from me. And what I mean by forced energy, I mean like you're forcing yourself to support me. You're forcing yourself to help me. Furthermore, you're forcing yourself to like me. Nah, keep it. Because all I want is 100% good energy around me. And I don't need forced energy. And people like me will pick up on forced energy. Because you know the phrase, real recognize real? I know when you're being authentic. And forced energy is grating on me lately. And for the rest of 2022, I don't want it and I won't condone it. You feel me? If you're going to come with forced energy around me from this quarter of 2022 and going into the year 2023, please don't. This week on iMallyTV, because the streets have been talking. Girl, I don't know who Drake thinks he is, but honestly, what I'm about to talk about, I'm a little bit conflicted. And you know what? I'm even a little bit more shocked. I'm shocked at the behavior. I'm actually shocked at this behavior from Drake. So Drake is releasing a new album called with 21 Savage. It's a joint album. You know, like how Kanye and Jay-Z did Watch the Throne. So Drake and 21 Savage are doing a little something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but they're doing a little something like that. Anyway, so this album has hit the streets. It's just been released today, aka Friday, the 4th of November. Twitter's gone wild because Drake has dissed Megan Thee Stallion on the track. So Drake has said on the track, this bitch lied about getting shot, but she's still a stallion. Obviously, taking shots against the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion scenario about Tory Lanez shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Now, for me, I don't know about you, but this is giving me you're fueling toxic masculinity. And shall I tell you the reason why? Because it's fueling the whole narrative about women lying about things that men do to them. And that's conflicting within me because I'm very unsure. This is unusual behavior from Drake. I hope you guys are following me with this. This is unusual behavior from Drake. Now, I know that Drake and Tory Lanez are homies because they both came from Canada. They both come from Toronto. Tory Lanez opened up for Drake at his last tour. So I know that them two are boys. However, I would have rathered you not say anything at all than for you to say this how many months down the line. Because this scenario, this whole storyline has been running for a long ass time. And Drake has released, I think maybe 2 albums since then, and he has not mentioned it. And it's just now that you feel like taking shots at Megan. What was the reason? And for me, it's just fueling toxic masculinity. So Megan, by right, replied, and she came with something that I 100% back. She said, rap niggas are ready to boycott when it comes to shoes and clothes, but when it comes to women, y'all ready to dogpile when they're talking about how their homeboys abused a woman. And 100% I'm backing that because I'll tell you the reason why. Because that is what Drake is actually doing. Tory Lanez is your homeboy, but you feel like you're backing your homeboy because apparently she lied about getting shot. What is there to lie about? Why would she lie about getting shot? You know what I'm saying? And for me, this is fueling toxic masculinity. Because if a woman says a man beat her, a man raped her, a man shot her, a man sexually abused her, you need to believe her. We need to stop running this narrative about women are lying. It needs to stop. So I'm sorry, this album has got off to bad press from me. And because of this, I don't know if I'm going to be listening to the album in its entirety. Because if you didn't notice, I'm a little bit of a feminist. So I don't think I'm going to be supporting this album. Many thanks. Also in hip hop news this week, I'm absolutely, it came as a shock, obviously this week, that TakeOff, part of the Migos, passed away because he got shot with some, according to some dice game. Everybody's heard about the story. And for me, what I took away from this story and what I hope people are also taking away from this story and what I hope Americans and rappers and also the Migos as well, that we focus on not glorifying gun violence, because we are killing our own kind. Black boys are killing black boys, black men are killing black men. We are killing our own kind. And in a society where police brutality is rife and always has been rife, I just feel like we need to stop glorifying gun violence. And I feel like hip hop artists also should stop talking about shooting people in particular, because TakeOff was absolutely, he did have no part in it. He was just chilling. It's a prime example of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And he was trying to get away from all the chaos and he got shot. And I just hope that this resonates in people across the world, that TakeOff's death is one reason why we need to stop glorifying gun violence. Bring back my girls. Drag Race UK review, season 4, episode 7 review. Let's get into this. Okay, first things first, Danny Beard, let me tell you something. Let's not be delusional. Let's not be delusional, because we are not going to look back at your Snatch Game footage in 10 years' time and mistake you for the real Cilla Black. Let's not be delusional, because that Snatch Game was absolute car crash. But the Maxi Challenge was so cute. It was actually good to see who was actually behind the scenes. And obviously, I don't know, maybe for me, maybe I was being a little bit small-minded, but I didn't actually know that they had people in and behind the scenes that were there for, you know, their mental health and supporting the queens. And I think that that's such a beautiful thing. However, there's one thing that I do want to raise, is that the queens, is there no male queens behind the scenes? Is there not? Like, or did they just not want to participate? That's a question that I feel like needs answering, because I just feel like there should be a wider representation within the Queen's team. That's all. I loved the fact that Black Pepper spoke about homophobia within the Black community and within the Caribbean community. She was speaking for people like me, and I know that she's speaking for loads of other homosexuals, Black gay people out there that are Caribbean or even African, that feel like we cannot come out and be ourselves due to the culture that we live in, and due to the countries that we live in, and due to the religions that we live in. It's obviously, the story is very relatable, but for me, it resonated within me because I could relate to her. So I was absolutely drawn in by that, and I was really glad that she shared that today, shared that in that episode. And yeah, it just made me like Black Pepper a little bit more. But I'm not gonna lie to you, her runway look was a little bit weak, and I do feel like these past couple of weeks she's been having some very mediocre weeks, and she started off really strong, but I feel like she's declining. So I'm gonna need you, I'm gonna need Black Pepper, I'm gonna need you to start putting it out of the bag, because at the moment, I don't even think you're going to be in the top 2. That's all. Well done to Danny for getting Mystique to wear that beard. You know, when she was saying that she wasn't sure whether she wanted to wear it, I could understand where she was coming from. But I felt like she should have worn it, and I'm glad that she wore it, because I feel like it would just shut all the haters, because she did say that, you know, she gets mistaken for a man. And, you know, that makes her feel very insecure, and I totally understand where she was coming from. But I feel like the fact that she wore the beard is a kick in the face to all those people that say that mistake her for, you know, being a man. And it shows that, you know, she's feminine and she's also masculine, and that she can do both. And there is nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So you know what? Shout out to Danny and shout out to Mystique, because what you did in this episode sent waves and it hasn't gone unnoticed. So hats off to them. I ain't gonna lie to you. Pixie Polite produced absolutely rubbish. You know what Pixie Polite produced? It's like, there's like different variations of like a dress, and there's the I don't know, there's the River Island version, there's the H&M version, there's the Primark version, and then there's the As the George version. And I feel like Pixie Polite's runway look for this week's Maxi Challenge was the As the George version of that variation. It was absolutely terrible. A 5-year-old could design a better fairy costume than what he did. And the makeup on Homegirl was absolutely horrendous. I was glad that he made it to the bottom too. I was glad. He's lucky that he didn't get sent home because that was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. He needs to be dragged through the mud for that. And he loved the person that he was working with, but his work didn't show the love that he had for her. And I feel sorry for her because I feel like she's very well respected within the show and with amongst the team. And I feel like that wasn't shown through her dress and through her runway look. And it's a shame. It's an absolute shame. Pixie Polite, I'm gonna need you to pull it out of the bag also because you are definitely giving us mediocre queen. But to be honest, I really hope that she goes next week because she's not giving me what I need. I ain't gonna lie to you, Cheddar Gorgeous absolutely killed it. Cheddar Gorgeous and Brie absolutely killed it. They deserved to win. And I'm gonna throw it out there. I feel like the top two are gonna be Cheddar Gorgeous and Danny Beard. And if I'm gonna be honest, I do like Danny Beard, but I feel like Cheddar Gorgeous would be a good winner for this season. Also, let's be real. Let's be real. Can I be real with you guys for a second? I feel like we don't really need RuPaul on RuPaul's Drag Race UK, to be honest. I feel like Michelle held it down very well. And to be honest, Michelle always gives constructive feedback to the queens. So it wasn't anything unusual. Like, to be honest, I didn't even feel like RuPaul wasn't there. So, you know, if they ever want to do a revamp and RuPaul's just ridiculously busy doing all these shows that he does and all that bullshit, and he can't just do a season for RuPaul's Drag Race, please leave it to Michelle. Because I'll tell you why, we got this, boo. Thank you for watching. I love you for watching. Catch me here next week to find out what the streets have been saying, because you know the streets are always talking. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share. Tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, search at iMallyUK. Follow me on Twitter at iMallyUK. Also, follow me on TikTok at iMallyTV. And catch me here next week.